Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Well, I'm just chilling. I just want to hurp and chew this stuff. These oatmeal Aussie bites is the business. Go get you some. Anyway, hold on real quick. Oh, this tickles me. I never did this before. But yeah, thank you for tuning in to the episode of RAERAEs Review. God. Woo-wee. Let's start over. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of RAERAEs Review. I'm about to let you know what happened on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is their Sweet 16 season. This is episode 8. We'll be halfway through. How many episodes are going to get? 10? I mean, they can cut down some of these episodes, child. I don't know how many they're going to get. How many faves going to be on? We already know Kenya ain't invited to the reunion, so ooh, that whole thing is a mess, ain't it? Yeah, have y'all been keeping up with all the stuff going on? Ooh, child, making me cough thinking about it, talking about it. I'm talking about that so I can stop coughing because sound like a bad omen if you ask me. It's just been so doggone try. Dang, Kenya, all you gotta do it. It's like, to sum it all up, it's like, dang, Kenya. I'm not gonna keep beating that horse, but y'all already know how I feel about that. Well, let me just let you know what happened, child. I guess. They still down to the Nashville, child. You know, folks checking in Atlanta. First, we see Brit checking in with her husband. He asks her how she doing. She's like, "Oh, everything good," but it was some stuff that happened last night. Her and her husband started gossiping. Was that Shay? Yeah, it was Shay. That's her talking about Angela. Then a couple of confessionals. She talking about how she didn't appreciate Angela questioning her down to the brunch at Kelly's house. But girl, for somebody who's in your field and what she was saying wasn't adding up. So of course you're gonna question it like everybody else. Come to find out some stuff that came out about pretty much validating why Angela was questioning your behind. Girl, get out of here. I don't know if the allegations are true or what they said is true, but child, listen. I ain't in real estate. But what I do know as a businesswoman is ain't no organization gonna suspend or take your licensure in that short amount of time. Because even during Kelly's brunch, she gave 2 different scenarios. They took the license, then she's under investigation. Girl, ain't nobody taking your license and being under investigation. They take your license after the investigation. Stupid. Anywho, that's why Angela's like, wait, what? Girl, I guess she went banking on that lie to be exposed. Anyway, like she lied about having Smith and Wessons and carrying on. Anywho, yes, they just talking, she's just pretty much talking about Angela like a DOG. But that's how DOGs do. You know how it is. And pretty much trying to say that Angela was caping for Drew as if that's an issue for you. I'm just saying that's an issue for Porsha, not Brit. Next we see Shamea checking in. Oh, this is so sweet and sad. The little baby Shiloh got an ear infection and she can't be there to love on her. Ooh, I know how she feels. Because when your baby is already sickly and it's something else coming up and she, crying and carrying on the phone, she's just like, oh. But her husband sounds so supportive of her, just, doing her. He's there. He got it. Shamea was, did her telehealth thing, calling in during the doctor's visit as she should. And her husband got it. He told her, hey, I got this. Don't even trip. Have a good time. Do what you got to do. And this, that, on that. And that's so sweet. I can see why in the beginning her husband didn't really want her on the show as a housewife or giving more time to the show because her home life was so much in need of her being there, as any dedicated mother and wife should be. Now she's talking about giving that man a son because he deserves it. I heard that. Now, some people may find that a little, off-putting, but I get it. Why not give him a son? It's going to be through a surrogate anyway. Just saying. So, yeah. Next, we see Cynthia trying to help Angela with the Drew shade that Angela was receiving all night at the table. Porsha's friends need to know how to be quiet and know how to chime in. It just seems so weird. But at the same time, they're just there to, back Porsha up blindly, no matter how ridiculous, no matter the lie, no matter how it seems. They're going to back up Porsha as Porsha's friends because we see Shamea been doing it. And that's the wrong thing somebody with Porsha's mindset needs to have. I laugh because her mindset is just wonky. She's not rational. And she comes from a place of, if I don't like it, then it shouldn't be. Like, girl, anyway, Cynthia tried, but at the same time, Cynthia don't know everything. And in a way, Cynthia is blindly supporting Porsha. And I don't know why Cynthia would believe or even support the wrong things that Porsha has done to get this man that she's trying to divorce. I would think Cynthia, just like she told Kenya, you're better than this. I have yet to hear Cynthia give Porsha anything in regards to stepping into that woman and into Fallon and Simon's marriage. And because we all know it was. We all saw it. When I did my review at the time that episode aired, when Fallon introduced the ladies to Simon at the pool party, when I saw the fist bump, I already knew. Wait, whoa, a fist bump? You don't even know that man. What's the fist bump? Fist bumps are for people who know each other. I ain't gonna keep beating dead horse, but like I said, at that point, I knew. And then her friend, what's the girl who left because she couldn't stand the heat with Bolo and all that, whatever her name was. She's just over there giggling and smirking. She knew. That's why you ain't heard from her or seen from her, because once she started getting the questions, she ain't going to be able to handle the answers. I know it. I know it. Some telling me in my brain. Anyway, back to the show. Now Drew arrives. And, Angela wants Drew to talk to Porsha. Angela get her makeup done and everything. And Drew was like, what you mean talk to Porsha? So pretty much Angela told Drew, and we all saw this in the previous episode, come, it's all good. But it really wasn't all good. I don't think Angela set Drew up. But at the same time, is this a cash trip or is it something personal? Because even on Love and Marriage Huntsville, when, what's her name? When Melody set up that trip to St. Lucia, was it? She didn't invite Destiny. However, Destiny came anyway as a +1, or even just coming as a cast. That's the thing. Is it a cash trip or is it something personal? Even though Melody says she spent $30,000 of her own money, the whole point of the matter is it's being filmed. So wouldn't it be a cash trip and not necessarily someone's own personal trip that they can invite and disinvite people? I mean, listen, if I was Drew and it was smoke like that, to be petty, I would come. And have the best time, better than the hostess. But if I had any integrity about myself, I would skip it and have a real good time at the Heezy or wherever, or at the hotel, wherever she's supposed to be, according to her, according to whatever the judge said. She's that was crazy, y'all. Anyway, I mean, I'm just saying, or maybe get a hotel elsewhere. Can she afford the hotel, given all the stuff going on in court? No shade, but divorce can be costly. I mean, it ain't like the show was paying for her divorce. So the whole premise was Angela, setting Drew up? I don't think she was. I'm starting to like Angela more. She's growing on me. Her and Kelly, they're growing on me. But the other new chick, girl, bye. She can go because she a liar. And dang, Kenya, shoot. Dang, Kenya. Anywho, what else going on, child? Oh, so then at the same time, everybody getting ready. Like I said, Angela's getting ready for the day. Drew comes in. Porsha and Shamea getting ready. This is after Shamea gets has a phone call. I wonder why they didn't film Shamea and Porsha talking about what Shamea just was on the phone call with. Her daughter being sick and carrying on. Anyway, Porsha tells Shamea Drew gaslights her. Porsha has not once, I'll give Porsha this credit, she has not once said that Drew can't come, she better not come, yada yada. She just questioned why Angela would invite the girl when Porsha didn't. But then again, is it a cash trip or is it something Porsha putting on? Girl, anyway. So yeah, Shamea and Drew. Porsha tells Shamea Drew is gaslighting her. Well, if Ralph has been accused of gaslighting Drew, I can see Drew gaslighting Porsha. But at the same time, Porsha's mind don't work right. She believes one thing and her way is the only way. But girl, you're not smart. You need to count on people who are smarter than you. Because if you're supposedly the smartest person in that group, most likely how people, look up to her, maybe because of her looks and what, the clout of it all, that's not good enough because it's not a good look. What you have on the outside can only go so far. Just saying. Dang, can you imagine if Porsha was really smart? How much of a powerhouse she'd be? Beauty and brains and everything. Girl, dang. But wait till the end part comes, child. Porsha, girl. So Shamea started crying after a text from the past. Not this time. They're all they're all going to their respective areas, not areas, but trips. There's two different trips, two different outings, rather. They're on the same sprinter, two different outings. One is making whiskey and the other is bartending this Coyote Ugly situation. So they're all on their way there, and Shamea started crying because she got a text from her past, meaning Shamea was in a domestic violence relationship, and the woman in her past texted her just then, letting her know that she was sorry for not believing her, and it kind of made her think about it triggered her to that to back then, and she gave us a little bit, and even when 2018, whatever year that was, that they put on that domestic violence PSA, she spoke about it then. I don't remember that, but she did. And she just, had a flashback to it. And then on top of Shiloh's sickness, she just was like, ugh. So then Porsha came back there to comfort her, and, they just rallied around her and made her feel better and let her know, girl, you are all that in a bag of chips now. Don't even, they just pumping her up and everything because she is. So they arrive at the Coyote Ugly bartending with Shamea, Porsha, and Kelly. Of course, Kelly was going to be their child. And, everybody else was making whiskey. Porsha plans later for a barbecue dinner. I know that's right. Eat. Eat till your heart content. I want some barbecue. I have barbecue in a minute. Child, what's going on with the BBQ? It's summertime, y'all. So I can't wait. Anyway, like I was saying, Porsha, they all are at the making whiskey, and like I said, they have kind of a barbecue dinner, and then they start talking about the dinner from last night and how Porsha's friends were questioning Angela, pretty much coming down her throat about supporting Drew, and I'm like, what? Why are they so, anyway? So Porsha was like, because they know Drew and they were asking me where Drew was, and she didn't really let them know until, they all start talking about it. And then what doesn't make sense is how could they question, oh, where's Drew? Where's Drew? According to Porsha, but the same night, accused Drew of giving Dennis blowjobs. That doesn't equate. If they're, oh yeah, where's Drew? Like as Porsha stated, wondering where she was because of their friendship. But we heard her friends saying that Drew was giving Dennis BJs. Again, that don't add up. So somebody lying, and I probably was Porsha, child, because why would her friends just blurt that? Now, we didn't hear them question where's Drew. We only heard them make statements about Drew giving Dennis BJs. Child. Like I said, then Porsha says the wildest, craziest theory that they were provoked by Angela while Angela is advocating for Drew. Again, if they're asking where Drew is, concerned due to the friendship between Drew and Porsha, why are they saying this woman is giving him BJs? And why would they be provoked? Provoked to do what? Oh, say that she was giving Dennis BJs. You see how this don't add up? They can't be concerned for the girl at the same time have hate for the girl. Those two don't exist at the same time. I mean, somebody help me out. If I'm wrong, point it out, please. Comment. Let me know something. Anywho, so again, there's no support for her at the brunch, and Brit is just telling Angela the same old sob story. But Angela's like, well, you didn't show accountability. So at the same time, I apologize for making you feel bad for you coming in, upset due to what was exposed, about you. I don't want to make you feel any worse, but we're still having a conversation about why Kenya did that. Kenya wouldn't do that out of the blue. But Brit didn't want to hear why. She didn't want to talk about her screw up. She only wanted to talk about Kenya. Well, that's not how this works, Heifer. Because Kenya wouldn't have done that unless you did what you did. I don't agree for both of y'all. Like they were all saying, and just like Drew was saying, no one is picking a side. We've known Kenya longer, yes, but we see how both of y'all were wrong, and both of y'all and Kenya's so far the only one taking accountability. But at the same time, Brit did apologize with Kelly on the Sprinter on the way to Kenya's event. Brit did apologize. Who she talked to? I forgot who she talked to before that. Was it Porsha? She apologized then. So it's not like she didn't take accountability, but she just won't acknowledge that due to what she did to Kenya. Kenya did what she did back, retaliation. Well, when folks is immature, is what happens, and it is what it is, child. So next, what else happened, child? What are my notes? Then she said Brit said it didn't feel like it was appropriate to ask her question. Yeah, it was appropriate because people need to get to the bottom line as to what's going on. And it is what it is. So that's what you call being a grown-up. Now, we can see the life that you've been living very superficially, but see, perhaps you're not as deep as you should be living on the surface. Once you start cutting into layers into folks, that's when folks start having to, walk a little different, talk a little different, you know what I'm saying? Move a little different. So perhaps maybe they're helping you cut through the layers of yourself instead of you staying on top, being superficial. Just saying, it's my opinion. I could be wrong. I don't think I am. I'm just saying. So they're back at dinner. Everybody did their thing. They did their whiskey thing. They did they making drinks and everything, bartending. And so at dinner, Porsha said mad that she got a call about Dennis, didn't say from who, saying that he was still filming with Drew. And then, they're talking about having some line dancing, but Portia's, upset that it's happening. So it seems like she ain't in the best of moods, and we're going to find out. So they do a little line dancing from some cowboys who was already there helping out being servers. And they're just getting, their dance on and everything. And Kelly can't dance, child. It's all good. Then they sit for dinner. And, they start having their conversations. Angela's told, to kiss Portia's behind because Angela was talking about accountability due to the fact of Brit bringing up the fact that they had a good conversation that came to a meeting of the minds. Yeah, okay. And and then that's when Angela said, well, everybody's not being accountable because Kelly asked the question and it wasn't answered. The question about why Porsha take that man's wife. I mean, why did Porsha take her friend's husband? And that's what Porsha said. Porsha told somebody else, well, Angela can kiss my ass because that I think Cynthia asked Porsha, do you want to answer that? Porsha told Cynthia, Angela can kiss my ass. And Angela's like, no, everybody else can kiss your ass. Meaning everybody else want to know too. Because everybody is asking. I know that's right, Angela. Get in that. Oh, Porsha was even more mad. But Porsha is going to keep coming out. Just address it and get it over with. Because at every turn, every episode, they're going to talk about it some form of fashion. But see, Porsha thought she was out not being held accountable, or they're not going to talk about it. But at the same time, this is supposed to be her birthday weekend. Y'all can't wait to get back to Atlanta to bring in. I give Porsha that. Like, dang, the girl can't celebrate her birthday. She getting all this madness going on. But at the same time, girl, you deserve it, because what we about to find out about Porsha on this trip, baby, Angela better than me. Woo! But see, Angela has a lot to lose. She has a lot more to lose than Porsha. And yeah, we're gonna find out. But yeah, like I said, Porsha got upset, but then Drew got upset because she's like, she was trying to make amends with Porsha, but to Porsha's, to give Porsha some credit, she wasn't making Drew feel any bad about being there, but somehow Drew made a scene as if Porsha wasn't making her feel welcome. But Drew kind of knew that when she came. Drew said she'd rather get the invite from Porsha herself, but she came anyway. So Drew can't be mad at nobody but herself for going back on her word. Just saying. Take accountability, Drew. Accountability is the issue with these habits, ain't it? Well, some of them. Mm-hmm. So Drew gets up and leaves, and then a little while later, Porsha get up and leave because she's sick and tired of, talking and carrying on. Okay, so Porsha's in her room. Cynthia comes in trying to comfort her and everything, and then Porsha tells Cynthia that she's only mad because of the message that she got, the phone call that she got about Dennis filming with Drew. Then production shows the clip. They're there filming in the studio, and Dennis is trying to keep conversation on the music, and then tells Drew that she got to shut all this down. Now, we don't know how long row cameras were there, but at that point, it kind of seemed like Dennis was trying to shut down row cameras while they really got into some more seriousness with the music. The fact that they were there in the studio, is enough to say, okay, well, Dennis, if you're not going to, adhere, or look, it really is adhere the way Porsha put it to him. But at the same time, Porsha said, well, I don't want this to interfere with you and PJ. Basically letting him know that she's going to withhold his daughter from him or make matters worse with us. I mean, that's just some trifling shit. I'm sorry, but she would have got told off in that Rolls Royce. But the thing is, the girl is in the back seat. It's the three of them anyway. So we all know Porsha ain't got no filter, saying all this crazy mess in front of her daughter. So it is what it is. She got a snipe. Hello. Got a snipe realness. So she's telling Cynthia everything but withholding the baby from him if he films with Drew. First of all, so what if he films with Drew? And again, if anybody want to film with her baby daddy, her daughter is damn near 30. What is we talking about? So what? What if it's a business deal? If they ain't going out hanging out, that's one thing. But this is business. Now what? Why do you, the baby mama, need to know anything about what's going on in his business? It's not. Is he selling child support? Is he in arrears? What's going on? Because as far as I know, whatever Leon got going on, and he got a woman. Let's not forget that. Last I remember, and that wasn't too long ago, he had a woman. As long as they've been taping this show. And I know Cynthia know. So people a little cuckoo over there. I don't know is there something going on in the Lake Bailey? Is that too much near Lake Lanier? Because some of this mess don't make sense. Okay, so here's the juicy part, y'all. Here's the juicy part. Okay, so Lay's getting the pool. They got on their cute little bathing suits and showing off all the BBL realness and everything, all the Ozempic realness, all the people been working out and people who ain't been working out all covered up. It is what it is. Listen, these women have been through it. It is what it is. So apparently during the pool party that night, Porsha, according to Angela, was drinking and a lot of truth came out. Angela was seen peeking in the window because she didn't come down for the pool party. She was the only one that wasn't involved in the pool party. Or, Drew left, so it was just her. She felt like she was on an island. So she was in her room, they're a little loud, and she heard her name being spoken about by Porsha. And then she started to record what she was hearing. Then when something got real stank, she went down there and asked Porsha, "What'd you say about my husband?" So apparently, and this is corroborated by Kelly. Child, y'all sitting down for this? So Porsha was talking real greasy about Angela, right? I mean greasy. Pork chop greasy. Oxtail fat greasy. You know what I'm saying? And apparently, Porsha said if Angela don't stop, she gonna fuck Charles Oakley. Kelly confirmed it in her confessional. Ain't that nothing? Ain't that some stank stuff? Baby. That's why Angela went down there. So Angela was leaving early with Drew. And Kelly came to say bye to Drew and Angela. Angela was, well, first of all, everybody was talking. Angela was like, "Listen, I'm a lady and I'm leaving. I heard all y'all talking, but I'm about to go." Kelly was like, "What you mean?" She was like, "I'm gonna remain a lady and I'm about to leave because So Angela didn't say much to Kelly, but Kelly heard it. Kelly confirmed it in the confessional. And girl, first of all, what was real what the other shocking part was, Porsha left after being confronted by Angela about those comments. Angela was like, "What'd you say about my husband?" Because Angela heard Porsha say that. I don't know if she got that on her recording because she was a little, it wasn't like her room was 5 feet away from them. So, they're making fun, Porsha's making fun of Angela recording from the window, but she didn't say what she said. Oh, child. Now, Porsha actually ran to her room after being confronted by Angela when Angela came down there and asked her, what did she say about her husband? Child. If that ain't some stank mess, I don't know what ain't. Anyway, so that was it, y'all. That was The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Sweet 16, episode 8. Check it out. Get with it. Get with it. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share it if you want to. I appreciate you. Bye.